This trip to California wasn't just another vacation. It was the surprise of a lifetime. My sister's 40th was coming up, and my mom and I wanted to do something really special. So we decided to plan a trip she'd never forget. We spent months leading up to it, planning, researching, and choosing everything specifically with her in mind. From taking a train through the redwood forest to horseback riding along the Pacific coast, this trip was more than a weekend away. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to connect, celebrate, and take the most epic road trip up the California coast. So this trip started at 4:30 a.m. We have been keeping the biggest secret. I handed my sister her plane ticket at security, and in that moment, it all clicked. We were going to California. I'll never forget her face. She was so excited, and that's the magic of a good surprise. We spent the next several hours driving up Highway 1, and it was incredible. There's something about driving along curvy roads that are also cliffs into the ocean that really makes you feel alive. We finally made it to our hotel. We stayed at a place called the Little River Inn. And let me tell you, this place was so charming. It was originally built in 1853 as a family home, and in 1939 the granddaughter and her husband opened the property as an inn. Since that time, the family has continued to expand the property, and today it sits on 225 acres with 65 rooms. There's also a golf course, day spa, and restaurant on site. I'll link the property below, but I highly recommend staying here if you go to Mendocino. Day 2 started early. We grabbed our coffee and drove up the road to Mendocino Headlands Park. The ocean waves crashing against the rock was such a unique thing to see. Walking around this park was very peaceful. There were a lot of people taking their morning jog or walking their dogs. There was even a local artist painting a scene of the coast. We left the park and went to Princess Seafood for lunch. This was one of the highlights of the trip. It was a simple, rustic spot right on the water, and we had fresh crab sandwiches that blew our minds. There was also live music. This was just a wonderful local spot that felt like you could just hang out here all day. One of the things we've all dreamed about for years is seeing the redwoods. So we took the skunk train through the forest. The name comes from the smell of the fuel that they used to use years ago, but trust me, the forest smelled like fresh air and cypress. The trees were absolutely massive. It's really just something that you have to see in person. We each took our turn getting a pic as a tree hugger, and then just hiked a few trails until it was time to take the train back to the station. After the train, we visited Glass Beach, where the ocean waves have smoothed out tiny pieces of glass, creating this colorful, stunning shore. the evening by going back to our hotel to have a glass of wine and watch the sunset. Then we went to dinner at Luna Trattoria, a very authentic Italian restaurant that was delicious, and my beautiful sister got to blow out a candle on the eve of her most special 40th birthday. I hope it was the best wish ever. The next day was my sister's actual birthday. We had booked her a massage, so while she was being pampered at the spa, my mom and I went into town to the Good Life Cafe and Bakery. I had heard wonderful things about this place and it did not disappoint. The line was wrapped around the building. But once we got in, we grabbed some pastries and coffee and we took them back to our hotel to enjoy. Next, we surprised my sister with horseback riding on the beach, and honestly, it was one of the most magical experiences of the trip. My sister adores animals and especially horses, and to ride along the Pacific coast, it was just such a unique experience. We made it back to San Francisco just in time for sunset. We saw the Golden Gate Bridge and Painted Ladies, and then checked into our room at the Fairmont. Since it was a special birthday, I figured it was the right occasion to splurge, and I was actually able to use credit card points to book this room. We ordered room service and spent the night enjoying our beautiful room and view. This trip was such a special one. Memories I will cherish forever were made, and I'm so thankful to have these built-in best friends for life.